Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I am going to cover basics of Python part 3, wherein I will cover data structures, that is sets, tuples, dictionaries. Now coming to sets, a set is an unordered collection of data type, that is iterable, mutable, that is mutable means what? It can be changed, but it has no duplicate elements. Just remember, I am repeating again. A set is an unordered collection of data type that is iterable, mutable, can be changed, but it should not contain any duplicate items. I'll show you how it works. It also has a set function to define sets. See here in my example, I have taken set, and always remember when you are using sets, you must give them in curly braces, right? See here, set where I have taken three items here: Lalit, Mohan, Sita, giving me Lalit, Mohan, Sita. Again I have taken 1 2 3 4 again, then 2 again, sorry, 1 2 3 4, and I have taken 2 once more. Again, when I type set 1, see here, it is giving me only 1 2 3 4, not giving me 2 again. Why it is not giving me 2 again? Because it does not support duplication of elements. That is why sets are unordered, mutable, can be changed, but does not support duplicate elements. Now again, one more thing here, this is something different from the list. Sets does not support indexing. I'm repeating, sets does not support indexing. See here, if I say set 1 0, what it produce? It will produce an error. And which error it is giving? Set object is not subscribed table. Now going for inbuilt functions of sets. See here, I have used add inbuilt function here. Now, as I told you earlier also, if you want to get a description of that particular function, what you need to type is, you need to press shift plus tab and you will get its description. See here, in the description box, you will get all the description of that particular function. Now I am using my set and I am adding one more element into it. It will going to add. See here, it will going to add, right? If I'm now in my next example, I am taking two sets, right? See here, few of my sets have the same items and few are the different also. See here in my set 1 and set 2, right? Let me initialize them, right? Now set 2, I can perform these are not the mathematical operations, but you can say the dot operations basically. So which are these? Like difference, union, intersection, you can use them. See here, I have taken difference operation here, set 2 dot difference of set 1. Now what exactly it will give me? It is subtracting the elements of set 2 from set 1. Tot will be removed, rot will be removed, but I will remain with sort and what. That is what exactly it will give me. See here, sort and what, right? Now the difference operation did not make changes in the actual set. If I again type my set 2, it will show all the items intact. But frankly speaking, I have performed the difference operation here, but even then after difference operation, it is not showing any changes in the particular set. So if I want to make changes in my set also, then I have to use difference dot a difference underscore update function. This is another function wherein it will make changes in my actual data, in my actual set also. See here, this is the basic difference between difference and the difference update operation. See here, now I have performed set dot difference update set 1. Now if I again type set 2, now it will show me sort and what only. Is it clear? Okay, now here let me show you one more example here. I have taken set 3, set 4, right? Now if I say set 4 dot difference with set 3, right? And I perform, right? Why it is giving me error? Because it is giving me error that set 4 is not defined. Let me define them, right? Now I am performing this, right? Now what exactly it is giving? Because set 4, set I have used operation difference here. Set 4, animal reduce, plant reduce, only birds will be there, so it is giving me the output birds, right? Now again if I see set 4, let me show you here. Set 4, again it is showing me all the elements intact in the set 4, but if I want to make change, as I told you earlier, I have to use difference update function for it. Only then it will update in the actual set, right? Now the next operation is intersection. Now I am as you must have might have read it, the intersection operation, what exactly it will do, it will pick up the common items from both the sets. It will pick up the common elements in both of the sets. So what exactly it will give me? It will give me from set 3 and set 4, what exactly it will give me? The result, the animal and the plant, right? That is what exactly it gives me. See here, right? If I type set 3 again, it is again showing me animal, mammal, plant, all the items. But if I want to make changes after this particular intersection operation, I want to make changes in my actual set also, then I need to perform again intersection update operation, as it was in the case of difference. See here, I have used set 3 dot intersection update set 4. Now if I type set 3, it will show me only animal and plant and not mammal is included into it, right? So these are the operations you can perform on sets, right? The next data structure which we have in Python, and believe me, this data structure is really very strong. This data structure we use in JSONs also, JSON files also. This is a very good data structure of Python, dictionaries. Now what exactly dictionary is? A dictionary is a collection which is an unordered, changeable and indexed. I am repeating, it is unordered, it is changeable, that is mutable, it can be changed, and it supports indexing also. In Python, dictionaries are written with curly braces. As sets, dictionaries are also represented by curly braces. But in dictionary, we have a unique thing. What exactly it is? We have keys and values associated to them. I'm repeating, dictionary supports keys and values associated to them. Like in table, the row and the attribute, right? So here we have key and the value associated to it. Dict is its inbuilt function, DICT. Dict is its inbuilt function. Now here I am using dict. See here, as you can see in my screen, right? As you can see on my screen, dict I have used, and I have used type function so as to get its data type. What exactly it is showing me? Yes, it is showing me dict. Now I have added 4 elements into my dict. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? I have used one variable name dict. I have given 1, 2, 3, 4. And when I am typing, when I want to get the data type of it, what exactly it is giving me? It is giving me set. Why it is giving me set? Because sets are also sets can also be initialized through curly braces. That is why it is giving me set. Why it is not giving me dictionary? Because dictionary contains keys and its values. Here only I have typed the items. That is why it is considering it as set. This is the basic difference between the set and the dictionary. I really hope guys it makes you more clear about the set and the dictionary. Now if I want to describe my dictionary, see here in my next example I have taken dic1, and in this dic1 I have taken the key, and corresponding to this key I have given the value, corresponding to the key I have given the value, corresponding to the key again I have given the value. See here, when I execute it, I am using type function again. Now it is giving me dict output. Why it is giving me dict output? Now it is considering it as a data structure of dictionary. Now it is considering as a dictionary. That is why it is giving me the output dict. Is it clear? Now moving on further, see here. Here indexing cannot be done with digits. See here, if I want to index, so if I want to get, let me show you here. Okay, let say if I say dict 1 and I am giving 0 here, what it will give me? It will give me an error, right? Key error is 0 because it does not support indexing through digits. It supports indexing by giving the key. So if I am using here, if I am using dict car, so it will give me the value of that particular car. Got my point? See here, dict 1 cycle. Again, see, this is my key and this was its value. This was my key and this was its value. This again was my key and this was its value. I am again using indexing can be done through the keys, right? Not as the digits, but as the keys. See here, dict 1 cycle. When I am writing cycle, it gives me the output Redison because cycle is associated with the value Redison. That is why it is giving me the value of Redison. Now, we can use loops to assess dictionary keys. To assess dictionary keys, we can use simple loops here. I am using for loop here. For x in dict 1. See, the format of loops here is like this. You will get to know more about the loops when I will be covering in my next videos, wherein I will cover all the loops, right? So here, for example, I have taken for x in dict 1 and I have to give colon. Now print x. What exactly it will give? If I am using simple loop function, a simple loop here, then it will give me what? It will give me the keys. That is car, watch and cycle. See here. If I execute, it will simply give me its keys, not its values, simply its keys. But if I want to assess its values also, then I need to type dot values function along with my dictionary. See here in my next cell, I have taken dot values. But what if I want to get more the keys as well as its values in its you can say in its entirety, if I want both my keys and values. Now to assess both its keys and values, what I need to type is, along with my dictionary, I need to use items function in my next cell. As you can see here, now my complete dictionary is being given here, keys and the values associated with them, right? Now adding items, as dictionary is mutable, we can add items as much as we can. See here, adding items in the dictionary, but what exactly we need to do here? Again, we need to give the key as well as its value. See here in dict 1, I am adding one more key and its value. Now it is showing me car, body, watch, radio, and see, plane is also added. With its plane was the key and its value was Jet Airways, and it is giving me that. Right. Now the values of keys are overwritten. These can be overwritten. If I want to change the value, these can be overwritten. See here, earlier my car was having value Audi. Now if I want to change its value to Maruti, now what exactly it is giving me? It is giving me, it is overwritten. Maruti is overwritten on Audi. Is it clear? I really hope things are more clear to you now as far as dictionary is concerned. Now moving on for nested dictionaries. I have taken 4 dictionaries here. Car 1 model is one my dictionary, wherein I have taken one key and its value. In next my dictionary, I have taken Audi and key. And similarly, I have taken 4 dictionaries here. Right. Now, these dictionaries can be embedded, can be collected together in one of the dictionaries. See here, I have taken one more dictionary, that is car type, and I have taken, see here, I have taken what? I have taken the nested dictionaries here. The portion I have highlighted for all of you. See here, car 1, right? Now car 1 becomes what? Car 1 becomes its key and its value would be car model, which is again a car 1 model, which is again a dictionary. Car 2 is what? Car 2 is a key, but its value is car 2 model. Car 2 model is again a dictionary, and in the similar way car 3 and car 4 goes. So when I type print car type, see here, it is giving me the dictionary as well as the nested dictionaries into it. Now, how can we assess elements in our nested dictionary? See here. Print car type car2. Print, my first dictionary name was car type, and my nested, and in my this car type, what exactly, which key I want to find out, car2. So it is giving me the value Audi 1970. But if I want to find out the manufacturing year of Audi, that is, if I want to assess this particular value, now what exactly should I give here? See here, car type. Again, this is the dictionary. This is what? The key, and it's another key. Inside this particular car2 is my another key, which is Audi. And now it is giving me the output, that is the value of that particular key. Now here the key is Audi. So this is how we can index our nested dictionaries, right? Now coming to, see here, in my next example also I have taken car3 and ambassador key, so it is giving me 1980, right? Now tuples, right? Now tuples cannot be changed. You cannot change tuples. Once you define them, it becomes unchangeable, right? So creating a tuple, an empty tuple, I have created an empty tuple here, and I have used type function again so as to check its data type, and it is giving me tuple, right? But always remember, tuples can't be changed. Now see my tuple, I have added few 3 items here in my tuple, and I just print this tuple. Like, now if I use indexing here, my tuple 0, it is giving me Anita. In the same way, see here. So tuples support indexing, right? Just like my list, it also supports indexing. See here, it is giving me Vanita, right? See, if now I am typing print type my tuple, it is of class tuple. That is why it is giving me. Now tuples does not support item replacement, as I have done it in dictionary. I have done it in sets also, but tuples does not support item replacement. See here, if I replace my Anita with my Karuna here, say my tuple from with the 0 index, I just want to type Karuna. What exactly it is giving me? Tuple object does not support item assignment. Why it is not replacing? Because tuples are unchangeable. They can't be changed. Once they are written, they are written. They can't be changed, right? Moving on further, but the entire tuple can be replaced or overwritten. Its single values, single items can't be replaced or overwritten. But if you want to entirely change or replace your tuple, it can be done. See here, now I have changed my entire tuple, my tuple. Now I have given Pop, John, Bob instead of Anita, Vanita, right? See here, it is changed. Inbuilt function, as many of the sets lists are supporting inbuilt function, my tuple is also supporting inbuilt function. Count I am using here. What exactly count will give me? Count will give the item occurrence. So pop is included only once in my tuple, that's why it is giving me 1. So indexing, it also support indexing. Yes, it supports indexing. So see here, right? Pop is at 0 index, that's why it is giving me 0, right? So, but pop function, again, pop is 1. Pop function, if I am using pop function is not supported by tuple. Why it is not supported by tuple? Because, as I told you earlier also, tuples are unchangeable. We can't remove an item from the tuple. See here, if I execute, tuple object has no attribute. So that's all for today in this video. In my next video, I would love to cover the libraries of Python. Thanks for watching.